I think it's a good show. It's only day 2. Yesterday was pretty crowded. Lots of people at the booth looking at our new innovation here. Also a lot of people outside of Italy, so I think it's very good that we participate. End of today we're halfway, so that means still until Saturday. So we'll be a bit tired in 2 days' time, but it's been good being here. 365 is a US-based company. By origin. We're one of the leading providers in the field of unattended retail. I head up Europe, and what we saw is that if you look at the European vending market, it's slightly different than the US. In Europe, coffee is huge compared to the US. So we were looking at this, and we were looking at smart vending machines and checkout kiosks, the stuff that we already had produced or manufactured. And we said if we really want to address something which is, present in the market, we need to do something around coffee. And PicoCoffee is the product that will be our answer to that question. What we see happening is lots of operators who are looking at smart vending or mini markets also offer coffee. And what you see is they usually end up with a checkout kiosk and with a separate solution for coffee, which means a second terminal, a second payment system. And what we do is we try to bring that together into one machine. So PicoCoffee actually is the answer to the question, can you offer me a checkout coffee solution that also can take orders for other products? And that's what we introduced this week at Venditalia. Yeah, then I already spoiled the answer. I mean, the uniqueness is that it serves two purposes. You can program it in such a way that it basically takes your coffee transactions, and that's nothing new. There are lots of providers here on the conference who do that. What makes it unique is that you can enable it, and what you see here, there's a scanner function underneath it, and what you can do is enable the scanner, and then this coffee solution suddenly becomes a checkout terminal for much more than coffee, and you can use your chips, your candy bars, your sandwiches, and whatever. So it's a way for people to embark in the field of unattended retail and mini markets step by step. Everybody is talking about sustainability and consider it to be an important topic. I must say, in all fairness, I can talk minutes about sustainability and give you all kinds of arguments, but in essence, what this saves you in terms of sustainability is that instead of needing 2 terminals with 2 systems with 2 times a piece of hardware, you only need 1. You need 1 piece of hardware, 1 piece of plastic instead of 2. So you're going to use less machines, less hardware, less energy, etc. I think in general what we see is there is traditional vending, and then you have smart vending, which is basically a step up, but still with machines that have closed doors and pre-authorization type of principles. And then there are full open markets. What I witness is a few things. First of all, you see that more and more smart fridges and smart coolers are entering the market. If you take a walk around, you'll see 5, 6, 7 different type of providers offering solutions to that. Mostly weighted shelf based. You see camera based systems popping up, and that's really an improvement or development that you see compared to other conferences. It's getting more every time. On the other end, the concept of micro markets, so fully open systems with a checkout kiosk, with open coolers, which is basically trust-based, meaning that you have to rely on the customer not to steal or grab stuff. That is still something that is lagging behind a bit. And if we look at the data that we see in the US, you see that the US is on that aspect way ahead of us. So I think that the development from traditional vending to smart coolers is clearly visible. Micro markets is something which is, in my opinion, still a bit more nascent. The US 365 is one of the leading players. We're building a business in Europe, and what you see is that when you're building a business, you don't have a track record. It's not that you can forecast based on your performance, because the developments are going so rapidly. And what you see is that I think this market is at the brink of a huge increase in demand on these aspects, on smart vending solutions. If I dream a little bit, if I look at where we were 2 years ago and I compare where we are today, then all of these little steps add up to some huge steps that we made and huge progress. For example, the presence here today with this stand. It's one of our biggest stands so far and conference that we joined. If you're here again in 2 years' time, or I meet you at another conference in 3 years' time, I hope that I can say that we have grown into multiple regions, that our portfolio has been widely accepted, and that the principle of micro markets is more widely accepted, that the pie has become bigger, that we have a fair share in it, and that competition is also doing well, because competition is good for any market, and it becomes an even bigger and let's say sizable industry. And if that's the case, then I would be a very happy camper.